everybody? It's your girl Queen Chill Mode. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm coming at you guys with another new series. This time around, I'm going to be focusing on next season. So we're going to jump started with a depth chart series. And basically, in this series, what I'll be doing is literally just going down the depth chart of our Chicago Bulls and just basically identifying the expectations for each player for the upcoming NBA season. So we're going to get this series started with the first episode, and this time we're going to focus on the point guard position. As you all know, the point guard position is one of the most important positions, if not the most important position of the NBA. So let's take a look at what we have on our team. First up, our starting point guard of the future, Kris Dunn. Now, Kris Dunn showed signs of his potential throughout the season that saw him play in about 52 games while dealing with a variety of injuries over the course of last year. He started out the season with a finger injury, then there was the concussion midway through, and then ultimately was shut down due to turf toe. Now, all in all, Dunn had a bounce-back season in his first season with the Bulls after dealing with a disappointing rookie year, displaying why he was considered one of, if not the best defensive players in his draft class. He used his quickness, his length, his sheer will to become a top 5 steal leader, as he averaged 2 steals per night, finishing 4th in the league overall. Now, offensively, he showed his ability to push the pace, get up the floor, and find his teammates. Also on display was his ability to break down the defender, get to the rim, or pull up with the mid-range shot for 15 to 18-foot jumpers. And he also showed that he has a clutch dream in him, as there was several times throughout the course of the season in games that he played that he really made big shots for us down the stretch. He ended up finishing the season averaging 13 points, 6 assists, shot 42% from the field, and 32% from three-point range. Now, as far as the expectations for Kris Dunn going into the 2018-2019 season, on the defensive end, I expect Dunn to continue to be the defensive anchor for the Bulls' perimeter defense and ultimately evolve into an elite defender in the NBA. I mean, we as Bulls fans, we certainly recognize him as one of the best defensive guards in the league, and I think this could definitely be the year where he starts to get recognition for his defensive play league-wide. Offensively, now Dunn did show a lot of ability in getting to the rim and getting to the basket, but there were times where he did struggle to finish at the rim. Now, we do have improved firepower with the additions that we've made over the course of the offseason and the healthy players that are returning. So I expect those same opportunities to be available for Dunn. And once those opportunities do come, I certainly expect him to be able to finish shots at the rim with a little bit more consistency. And that's, with the work ethic that he has, I don't think that'll be a problem for him. Now, an area that we all know that he's going to definitely need to get better at, of course, would be the three-point shot. From year 1 to year 2, he did show some slight improvement. Now, as a rookie, he shot 28% from three-point range and then finished last season shooting 32%. Now, 32% definitely is not considered to be great three-point shooting, but he has shown some improvement in that area. And so in the off season, hopefully he's somewhere getting up shots, working on that shot, and continue to show improvement in that area as the new season approaches. Now, as far as his playmaking was concerned, he did a good job of setting the table for his teammates. He finished the season with, again, about 6 assists a game, showing that he can push the pace in transition. And with the re-signing of Zach LaVine, free agent addition of Jabari Parker, as well as Larry Marketing entering his second season, and of course the draft additions of Wendell Carter Jr., Chandler Hutchison, Dunn is surrounded with a lot more firepower than he had last season. So the Bulls will continue to rely on him to get the team into the flow of their offense, find open shooters, and make good decisions with the ball, as well as take good care of the basketball with limited turnovers. Now, overall, as far as my expectation from a fan perspective, I definitely expect Kris Dunn to have probably the best season that he's had in the NBA thus far. I certainly expect the defense to continue to be as great as it has been. I certainly think he'll take his game to the next level and continue to grow as a leader and playmaker for the team. And as the point guard of the future for the Bulls, with his strong work ethic, I definitely don't doubt for a second that any of these expectations that we as fans have for him are out of reach. All right, y'all. So up next will be our backup point guard, Payne. Now, Payne was limited to about 25 games after having foot surgery last offseason that led him to miss pretty much a good portion of the NBA season with us last year. In his return, however, he did show improvement with his three-point shooting as his numbers increased to 38%, which was actually a career high from him. He averaged about 8 points, 4 assists, shot 40% overall, and also at times he did show that he had a better mindset in the sense of how to run the point effectively. Now, however, despite that, despite the improved play in some areas of his game, many are still not convinced that the improvements that he displayed in the final 25 games of last season are a sign of things to come for Payne. I mean, there has been more inconsistent play than consistent play from him, and because of that factor, many fans aren't as confident in Payne as the team seems to be. I mean, after all, in this past offseason, the Bulls traded away Jerian Grant to Orlando. They waived the guy we received in return, Julian Stone, and the Bulls seem to be very confident that Payne is ready to take his game to the next level and establish himself as a reliable, consistent, and formidable backup point guard. I feel that if he can do those things with more consistency, that would definitely bode well for the team overall. But that's going to be the key for him, is just being consistent. He's had some injuries that have plagued him throughout his career so far, and of course because of the injuries, leads to inconsistent play. And so I just think that if he can show that he can be a consistent player night in and night out, that we can definitely rely upon when we sit Kris Dunn down, or God forbid if some injuries should occur, he has to play a lot more minutes. Then hopefully he can show that he's capable of doing it on a consistent basis. Now, finally, our third point guard is none other than Ryan Arcidiacono. He split the season last year between our G League affiliate, the Windy City Bulls, as well as the Big Boy Bulls, and finished, as far as what his G League numbers look like, he played in about 37 games for him, averaged 13 points, pretty good shooting numbers at 45% and then 41% from three-point range, and had a pretty decent assist total at 8, actually a nice assist total at 8 assists per game, and played about 39 minutes. Now, he got his opportunity to play for the Chicago Bulls on 2 occasions with call-ups due to the fact that Kris Dunn was down in terms of injuries. Now, playing in limited minutes as he made his NBA debut, his numbers didn't necessarily translate. I mean, he only played about 12 minutes a game in about 24 games, averaged 2 points, 1 assist. His shooting numbers were definitely were down at 41% overall from the field, and then 29% from three-point range. He again was a part of the Chicago Bulls Summer League as he averaged 7 points on 4 assists and 39% from the field. And he was able to parlay that into a partially guaranteed contract a few days ago, or actually about a week or so ago now. But should he make it onto the opening day roster, I pretty much expect his role to pretty much be the same in terms of an end-of-the-bench intangibles guy, a guy who can show that he can fill in should some injuries occur from the guys ahead of him at the position. So when if he gets an opportunity to actually play, he's going to bring intensity and effort. So that's pretty much the expectations that I have for him for the upcoming season. So this is going to do it for the first edition of the Depth Chart series. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that notification bell.